That chick that's just my type. Put me on ice, baby, that's alright. You can do this to me like every night, every night. But let me daydream about you. Pretend that you're here.
Oh, is that DICI? Hello.
Yes, sir. Hello, hello.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Oh, brilliant. I've just had some technical difficulties up in here. I don't know. I was having a fight with the computer. Don't know what's going on today. I think there's someone in the air with the technology.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you can hear me okay, that's all good. Are you
Yeah.
okay, DICI? How are you doing today? You all right?
Yeah, I'm perfect. I'm cool. Nice day today, so.
Good, yeah, yeah. It is a nice day. I've opened the window. I thought, you know what, might as well let a bit of sunlight in here, but I'm a bit of a vampire, so I'm a bit like I'm sizzling a little bit, but you know what I mean? Are you ready to start?
Yes, sir.
Oh, banging. I'm just going to ask you some questions about the new release, a new single, Daydream. Talk about your back catalogue, talk about everything really. Get to know you a little bit better. I know that your time is very precious, so I'm not going to try and take too much of it. So yeah, I'm ready to start whenever you are.
Perfect. I'm
Brilliant.
ready.
Brilliant. So we're around a month on from Daydream. How's it gone for you? Have you enjoyed the release? Has it been an okay release? What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's been a good release. It's just I was so busy because I just finished up with a tour. So I was so busy with the tour that I wasn't even like really paying attention, to be honest. But I feel like it was a solid release. Nothing like, of course, nothing too crazy happened, but just slowly but surely, obviously. But nothing drastic.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's nice for the time period that we're in. It fit the month, I feel. A
Mhm.
really good release for the time period that we're in the year. We've got a string of singles and an EP so far in the catalogue. Do you feel like you've grown as a person and grown as an artist as you've gone through the music? You've been at this a little while now. What are your thoughts on how you've come so far?
Yeah, I've definitely grown a lot. When I first started, I would do more rap and hip hop. Now I'm starting to, with a lot of my unreleased music, it's starting to become more pop, like a area between hip hop and pop. And so I feel like I've obviously grown as an artist just because as more time starts to pass, I start doing more music, more different music. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see where it goes, but it's it's definitely, I don't know, it's definitely cool to see the growth.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And the style of music that you're in at the minute, like you say, with like the more like poppy feel, there's a lot of opportunity for like remixes, and a lot of your tracks so far have been remixed.
Mhm.
Do you enjoy that kind of collaboration? Do you enjoy like looking at what people are making with your music?
No, it's definitely cool to see like obviously like big DJs remixing my stuff. But it just we'll see in the future. We'll see what the future holds and then but for now it looks cool, honestly. It is pretty cool to have like DJs like it's like, oh, my song. But yeah.
Yeah, and they all sound really, really good. And it's interesting to see different artists kind of like interpretation to your work. It's a bit strange, but it's really beneficial to have, being open to interpretation and being open to different styles. And is that kind of thing like important to you, like reinvention and kind of like moving through different genres and styles? Is that something that you can see yourself doing later on down the line?
Yeah, I definitely with pop, I really want to start making more pop music. All the music that I've been making recently has been pop. And I mean, the main reason for that was when I started going global, like when I moved out of the US and I kind of realized how hip hop and rap is kind of mostly big just in the US and and in terms of massive in the US. But then I realized how big pop was like globally. So I just thought if I do pop, I mean, I can like more people will listen to my music.
Yeah,
So just based on
definitely.
that, and also the big thing was that I started making pop music anyways. And I really enjoyed making pop music. So
Yeah, definitely. And it's good to keep moving, keep reinventing yourself and being open to all these different styles. Because the more open you are, it's like you say, the more, representation, the more visibility that you're gonna get, if you can fit into just about every audience type, then you're gonna have a lot of um, you know, visibility.
yeah.
And you're someone that's got a very good knowledge of our industry and how it works and how it operates. I mean, you've got the record label. How is everything with that? What does that involve? Do you have like more control over like your musical output, or is it more based on like other people under the label? How has that been for you? What's going on with that?
Yeah, so the main purpose of the record label initially was just for taxes and then also to manage, just to be able to like, it's also cool to say I own a record label, right? So the initial main purpose was tax, and then also since I'm independent, like so I'm signed to my own record label, but I'm basically independent, right? So I would say I have full creative control of everything I do, and then obviously since I'm not with a record label, I'm not with a major. Obviously the funding is much lower, so it's kind of like I could either sign with a major and then lose creative control, but have a lot of funding, or be independent and have like less funding, but also creative control.
Yeah,
Those were the two options initially. I just decided to keep my creative control.
yeah,
And with
definitely.
that,
And like in the future, is that something that you want to explore as you go forward? Would you be open to kind of like opening up the record label, maybe like more on like a management side and being able to manage people? Is that something you want to explore, or will it be something that's exclusively to your records and something for your own kind of like personal use?
well, right now there's another artist signed to the label, and which is awesome, Penelope Robin. But it really have to see, because at the end of the day, it really depends on the artist. It depends on the situation I'm personally in, because also as I get busier, it's gonna be harder to um obviously have other artists on the label. So I think in the near future, at least, it'll just be basically me and then also Penelope Robin. But at least for the near future.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds good. I mean, there's so much that you can do with that kind of brand, and it is about branding yourself at the end of the day, and opening up those opportunities for you and your music, and you've got the door there to do whatever you want with. It's just depending on the time. It's like you say, it can be so busy for like independent artists on their own to just balance everything. Is that a balance that you find easy to strike? Do you find you have a good balance between personal life and then kind of like the music life?
Um, I mean, I wouldn't say like, I don't know. I don't think I have a balance because I have no personal life basically. Like my life is just all work. So, um, so yeah, I mean, I guess there is no balance. It's
DICI,
just
I
like
completely
100.
relate. I
Yeah.
completely relate. It's such a hard industry to be involved with, because what people don't really see is the work that goes into just about everything that you guys do. And at the same time, you've kind of got like the creative, kind of like you've got to be in a creative zone, a creative mindset, thinking about how you want everything to kind of come across to your audience. And one of the things that you've done really well throughout your career is like the video side. Has everything been seen like creatively for you? Like have you seen everything through how you wanted it to come out, if you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because for the videos, for example, I'll do all the storyboards. I'll do like I'll do all the planning, story and stuff like that, and then the director will normally help me bring that to real life. And now I'm using a video director in Japan just because I'm based out of Tokyo. And then with the videos in Japan, obviously I'm starting to do a lot more work, like more hands-on work in terms of finding models, finding cars, writing treatments for the video to pitch to try to get product placement, stuff like that. So, and I'm shooting 4 videos next week, like 4 videos starting next week, so 1 video a week for 4 weeks. So it's kind of getting those set up is taking a lot of my time right now, like because we were talking about time before, but yeah, so for music videos, I'll do a lot of the stuff, and then also for some of them I edit, which obviously is very time consuming. And yeah, but I do enjoy it at the end of the day.
I mean, it's like nice to get. I mean, you just said about the editing. It's nice to get your own kind of like stamp on it. Do you know what I mean? I feel like
Yeah.
if other people were kind of doing it for you, you kind of lose the vision, don't you? You know, you kind of lose that control, like you were talking about before. And it's nice to be as involved as you possibly can get with the music. And you just mentioned Tokyo as well, and like Japan. What are some of the influences that are going behind like the music nowadays, like with Daydream?
Now I think just the environment, like I feel Tokyo is like a concrete jungle. It's so much stimulation that it's I feel like it's more so it's not something directly that influences the music, it's more so the lifestyle and the little things every day that because I feel Tokyo is very easy to live in. And obviously it's very safe. It's very easy to like the public transportation system's amazing. The food's cheap. So there's so many things that you don't really think about anymore in terms of okay, how am I going to get to here today? Or like I don't want to wear this like I don't want to wear a piece of jewelry because I don't want someone to rob me or stuff like that. Or I don't want to go into this neighborhood. Or like all that stuff kind of goes out of your mind. So you have all the time that you would spend thinking about like other stuff, you just can spend thinking about your work or about creative stuff. So it's I feel like that's such a big part because it's just better, it's more time. So you can obviously have a better output of stuff.
Yeah. And what's the place been to you that you felt you've got the most from in terms of like the music industry? I mean, you are like multinational. You've got different influences and inspirations coming from just about everywhere. But what has been the place for you where you've got the most out of it?
Right now, I'd probably say Tokyo because I mean 95% of my streams come from Tokyo. And then like we haven't spent a dollar in Tokyo. It's just by me being in Tokyo and then me, I guess, not even self-promoting, but just being and meeting people and then them listening to my music.
Yeah. And
But
oh,
so I'd
God,
say
Richie,
Tokyo.
sorry. Oh, sorry, I'm cutting you off. Go on.
No worries. No, no, I was just saying it's Tokyo. So
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a great place to be, and there's so much going on there, and it's a great place to draw these inspirations from and influences, and you can really see them come through your music, and especially through your background as well. That's also clear to see, and I think that's the knack behind the music. That's the kind of like key to it, getting all those in and having that mix and having the creative vision, and once you've got all that in balance then you've got like a really good song. You've got hits. And you've mentioned that you've been performing live. You've been on tour. How's that been for you? What places have you been? Have you enjoyed that?
yeah, no, it's been awesome. So I I finished up the tour last week, I think. And I went to Leicester, Hull, Cambridge, Warrington, Reading, Croydon were the six cities I did. And it was awesome. And then also in in 4 days, I play a festival in Suffolk. It's called
Brilliant.
Leicester. But yeah, so it's been awesome. Like I really do enjoy because I feel like as an artist, you'll make music and then you'll hope that people will enjoy it. But when you play live, it kind of gives you that confirmation that, okay, this is cool. It's not just me that thinks it's cool.
Yeah, and I mean it's good to get the connection and the reaction from the crowd. And it's good to have that kind of like self-reflection and look back at, everything that you've achieved because you've achieved so much in such a small amount of time, and were you 17? I think it said that when like in the virus and making music at home, how was that for you? Did you carry on through the virus? Did you carry on through the pandemic?
No, yeah, the virus was kind of what started it because I had nothing else to really do. Because I had done music as a hobby before, but then during the virus, I had all this time now, and I had my business. I had a business at the time, which I was building up. But then obviously I couldn't work on that obviously like 16 hours a day. So then I started maybe like doing that for 14 hours a day, and then working on music for like 3 hours a day or something like that. And I would slowly kind of put time into music. And as that went on, I really started to enjoy making music, and that really eventually like like I'd say like a year and a half ago, I kind of like closed the business down, but and then I 100% focused on music. But really, it was always a part of it since I was 17. And obviously, I was releasing music when I was 17, but it was very much I was doing other stuff at the same time. So now I'm like 100% focused on music, and then everything that I do is for music, kind of. So,
Yeah, and I mean that's really good to hear. And I think what we've got from this interview is that you're really open to all this inspiration. And again, it's still like a learning journey. Do you know what I mean?
mhm.
You're still learning the industry and going through, but you've achieved so much, like I said, in such a small amount of time, and you've done so much in such a small amount of time, and you've been so many places in such a small amount of time. It's absolutely incredible. What's been your proudest moment so far? I mean, big or small, recent or old. What to you has been the proudest moment on your journey?
The proudest moment was what actually happened recently, where for the longest time I'd play my friends my music and be like, yeah, it's cool. But recently with some of the unreleased songs that I have, that I played a few friends, and then they said, listen, like I could like, and like obviously like people that I know would obviously wouldn't just like blow smoke, but then they said, wow, like I could really see you becoming massive. And that was like probably the most meaningful moment to me recently.
And I'm glad you've got that kind of like support network. Because again, it's a tough industry to be in when, you've got, close friends, family. You never know how they're going to take this kind of thing. You never know what the reaction is going to be. It's like you said, some people just say stuff, to kind of, climb that kind of thing. You've still got that kind of aspect in the industry where you never really know what people's like true intentions could be. But to really get that, authentic reaction, and again, it's going back to kind of like audience reaction, you know what I mean? To get that authentic reaction to your music and that response and that outreach, it's really, really magical. It's really, really good. And yeah, kind of just to wrap up now, is there anything that we can be looking like forward to, like tour dates, anything going on in the next, throughout the year? I know we've got the videos being filmed in the next 4 weeks, which is banging. Anything like new music?
Yeah, so on June 2nd, I have a new single coming out called Dopamine, and that's gonna be amazing. It comes out with a video and everything. So, and I think it's pretty cool. So hopefully everyone that's listening will check it out and then hopefully like it. Yeah, that's about it for now. I mean, the main thing is Dopamine coming out on June 2nd.
That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. And you are very, very busy, and we know you're hard at work. And I'm just really excited to get the music up on the station, get it playing out through our lists. Excited to kind of get your name out there in Stoke. It's going to be brilliant. But yeah, thank you ever so much, DG, for coming along and sitting and doing the interview, talking with me. It's really good to get the insight into kind of like your background and kind of like the stuff going behind the music, because it is easy to get lost behind the music sometimes, especially when you kind of like on the newer side. So it's really good to get some insight into you and learn more about you.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.